Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in for yet another paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be focusing on an aged burying grounds steeped in both fascinating history and reports of chilling, ghostly activity. Based out of our beloved home state of Oregon, off Southeast 26th Avenue in Portland, are you ready to brave the ghosts of Lone Fir Cemetery? Historically, land now holding Lone Fir was originally purchased by Oregon pioneer James B. Stevens, whose claim would extend from the eastern banks of the Willamette to present-day Southeast 23rd, and from Stark to Division Street. When James's father, Amor Stevens, passed on in 1846, he was laid to rest on family lands, which were, in turn, sold by James to one Colburn Barrel, on the condition he maintained the gravesite. Barrel, a businessman, acted as partial owner to the steamship Gazelle, which sadly exploded in April of 1854, right outside Oregon City, resulting in the deaths of 24, including Barrel's partner, Crawford Dobbins. Barrel was so affected by this tragedy that he would set aside 10 acres of land right near Amor's grave for use as burial plots for all those killed in the explosion, and would call the hill Mount Crawford in honor of his lost friend. By 1866, 20 acres were added to the yard, and the same year, Barrel would sell the site to a number of invested Portland families and plot holders, after which the cemetery was renamed as Lone Fir for a single fir tree on site. By 1928, sadly, Lone Fir's expanse had fallen into disrepair, resulting in control and maintenance being turned over to Multnomah County. In 2007, Metro would take over management, and in 2013, Chestnut Grove Memorial Garden would open to provide options for increasing cremation demands. In the present, the cemetery remains open to the public 365 days a year, from dawn until dusk, stands as Portland's second largest arboretum with more than 700 trees belonging to 67 varying species, and spread over 30 acres, boasts the title of being the largest of 14 historic burying grounds managed by Metro. Oh, and for those desiring a more complete history than this pit stop will be able to give you in, 5 minutes? Comprehensive tours are absolutely available through the Friends of Lone Fir Cemetery. Over its many years, and up into recent times, Lone Fir has acted as a birthing place for abundant ghost stories and urban legends alike. The yard holds more than 25,000 bodies, probably 10,000 or so that are unmarked due to the effects of rot and time. In 1947, the county would pave over part of the cemetery, would reinter a host of Chinese graves, and would later construct a large building on site. In 2004, it was discovered that there were additional Chinese graves below this structure that had been missed, and that were built right over. And in 2007, when the building was removed, the graves of several patients from James Hawthorne's Oregon Hospital for the Insane were also uncovered. This plot has since been officiated as Section 14. For obvious reasons, it's believed the spirits here are restless and quite unhappy at the mistreatment of their physical bodies. And near, many have reported shadowy figures that wander about, extreme cold spots that persist on hot days, orbs in photographs, and strange puffs of mist that float with seeming sentience. Across Lone Fir, informal investigations have yielded high EMF levels, disturbing EVPs, and the constant feeling of being watched or stalked by something unseen, and a range of tales spanning the ages tell of encounters with apparitions in old-fashioned clothing, some appearing bloody or mutilated, others perfectly normal and even capable of holding full conversations with unsuspecting living, before vanishing in the blink of an eye. Following its creation, deceased from 3 other downtown graveyards were reinterred at Lone Fir, and until 1893, it would act as Portland's sole burying grounds. Quite possibly the most famous story surrounding the yard tells of Anne-Jeanne Tingry-Lacause, also known as Emma Merlotten, a French working gal who lies interred in Section 20. As history has it, on December 22nd of 1885, a man broke into Emma's home off Southeast 3rd and Yamhill, during which time eyewitnesses report hearing a diabolical laughter from within, followed shortly after by Emma's desperate screams. Sadly, when authorities arrived, it was discovered the poor girl had been murdered with an axe. While the incident was chalked up to nothing more than a robbery gone wrong, strangely, all of Emma's valuables were seemingly untouched, with money literally left sitting on the table. As a strange bit of side trivia, at the time, scientists theorized the eye could capture one's final moments, so one of Emma's was removed to be studied by specialists. while one William Sundstrom would be arrested for the murder and with ample evidence, and a handful of other criminals would attempt to take credit preceding their executions. It's suspected that Miss Tingri-Lacosa's killer was never actually caught, leaving her soul at unrest. To date, Emma's ghost has been sighted wandering the old yard, seemingly anxious or distraught, and when approached has been known to throw her hands into the air, scream, and quickly disappear, with some theorizing she's stuck reliving the moment of her death. Lastly, the aforementioned site of Emma's old home now hosts business space, restaurants, and various newer residential units. And across the 4 city blocks that meet at 3rd and Yamhill, especially at night, locals have reported hearing a deathly shrieking emanating from thin air that sounds so real it's warranted calls to the authorities, who always arrive to find the area completely empty. Thanks for tuning in for this Paranormal Pit Stop. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Good night.